Welcome to Your Fitness Chick podcast. Become your best self. I'm a fitness coach spreading positivity to navigate you to fitness, growth, and transformation. Hey, I'm your host, Abby Smiley Krause. I am a fitness enthusiast, a huge dog lover, especially to my babies Gigi and Layla, and I am so passionate about this amazing thing that we call life. In this podcast, I'll be covering topics to improve your fitness, mindset, and well-being. Topics such as longevity, meal prepping, overcoming mindset obstacles, nutrition, and of course, everyone's favorite, weight loss. I'm here to help inspire, uplift, educate, and motivate you to become your best self. Join me here every Tuesday for a fresh episode. Welcome to the first episode of the Your Fitness Chick podcast. Become your best self. I'm your host, Abby Smiley Krause, and I could not be more excited that you are with me here today. So this has been something I've been wanting to do, to have the opportunity to reach a larger audience and to help as many people as I can along the way. So I could not be happier that today is the first inaugural episode of the Your Fitness Check podcast. So today I'm solo, and I wanted to do that intentionally so that I could have the opportunity to share a little bit of my background with you, as well as what you can expect from this podcast. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. So the universe, I feel, never makes any mistakes. And when I was 19 years old, I had my very first job, and my very first job was at a gym back in good old Anderson, Indiana, where I'm from originally. I'm a Hoosier girl at heart. And it really set the trajectory for my life because fitness has always been a big part of who I am. Just like you, though, I have had times where I've fallen off the wagon and fitness fell to the wayside, but I always came back to it. It's always been my solace. It's always been where I can find peace. And it's always been the thing that I know I can come back to and get back on track with my life. And so the last few years, I can feel very confident in saying, I'm sure you'll agree, that it's been a tough little ride between the epidemic and all the craziness that's going on in the world. And I myself personally have had a handful of challenges, which I'll share with you in future episodes. But I was not in a good place. And I think I had just gotten to that point where you have to get tired enough of your own bullshit and know and have a come to Jesus meeting with yourself and decide, you know what, it's time to change. And so I got back into fitness, very much so. And it really just made me want to have such a desire to help other people. You know, I think that you've all heard the saying that when you climb out of a dark place, the best thing you can do is turn around, extend your hand, and help the others. And that's why I wanted to do this podcast. So with that, I got inspired and I went ahead and got my personal training certification. Although I've been a part of the fitness industry for 30 years, it's just really been for my own self. And I decided I wanted to help others. So therefore, I got the certification to become a personal trainer. And I wanted even more knowledge because if I'm helping people, by golly, I want to help them as much as I can. So I went ahead and got my certifications as a nutritionist as well as a strength and conditioning coach. I also have bachelor's degrees in alternative medicine as well as metaphysical science. And I think that all comes together in a really great package with a pretty little bow to enable me to give you a lot of really good information. So I'm very excited to share it with you and help to inspire, uplift, educate, and motivate you to become your best self. So, because it's the Your Fitness Chick podcast, obviously I'm going to be spending a lot of my episode focuses on longevity, nutrition, weight loss, things of that nature. But I also feel there's so many other factors that contribute into becoming your best self. And I call them the LY. So, obviously, physically, but also mentally, spiritually, financially, all of these things come together to really help compose you into becoming your best self. And so I'll also be spending some time on those topics as well. So today I want to go ahead and dive into today's topic. So today's topic is inspired by yours truly. How to reignite your fire for life. I think that a lot of people just really go through life in autopilot mode and they are just existing. They have no more excitement in their life. They are not inspired anymore. And I thought that it would be a great opportunity in the first episode because the foundation of what I'm doing is to excite you, to just really just make you change your life. And I felt this is a perfect foundational start to do that. So, what I've noticed in the last few years is that there's a lot of people that are truly successful in their careers. They have a lot of goodness going on in their life. They maybe have, a successful marriage they've been in a long time, but they're unhappy and they're miserable. Their life has become stale and their fire has been extinguished. And I'm speaking mostly to midlife people. So people in their 40s, people that are in their 50s, we're not quite young, but we're not quite old either. We still have a lot of life to live. So to just be okay and accepting of that place in your life would not be a good thing to do. So I know that this point in your life, my life, that you have kids that have spread their wings and flown away or are in the process of doing that. And you may be with that empty nest going, oh my gosh, that's a big change. It's a big chapter ending in your life. What do you do? Also, at this point in the game, you may have had more than one career and you hopefully are in a career that you love. I know a lot of people are in positions that they do not like, but you and only you can change that. And where there's a will, there's a way. You may have your college degree pretty framed up on the wall. If you did that path, you at this point in your life may have lost a parent. I lost my dad back in 2021. There's not a day that goes by that I don't think about him. I know he's with me all the time. Love you, Dad. Miss you. And unfortunately, at this point in the game, in your 40s and 50s, it's inevitable that you have experienced traumas and disappointments, and you now have that thing that we hate the word baggage, right? So if you look at all of those things with the perception of it happened for me and not to me, it really changes the perception of everything because it's made you who you are. And so it's important to celebrate both your wins and your losses because you wouldn't be who you are today if you didn't have all that. So life may be okay. You may be feeling like that, but it's not great. And that's what I was experiencing. I was like, there's got to be more than this. Like, when you think about, when you take inventory of your life back to when you were younger, you had expectations of your life. You knew you were going to get married, you're going to have kids, you're going to do this particular job, whatever. And now you kind of have been there, done that. Now what do I do until I die? So we want to pump some life back into it. We want to reignite your fire and know that you can do it. You may be feeling checked out, like, man, this is it. Come to the end of the road and this is where I'm going to be till I'm dead. And unfortunately, when you're like that, you're miserable. You have probably a lot of anger in you, maybe some resentment that your life is not what you had planned it to be. And unfortunately, a lot of people, they project that on other people. All you have to do is just take a minute and watch some people, how they treat their servers when you go out to eat, line at the grocery store, how they treat their cashiers, just nasty people. And a lot of it's just because they're unhappy. They're unhappy people. You may also be in self-destruct mode at this point in your life, and that's because you're trying to escape your disappointments. So you may be eating too much, you may be shopping too much, you may be gambling too much, you may be drinking too much, you may be on social media too much. And I've done some of these behaviors myself, and it's to escape the reality of our life, even if it's just for 5, 10, 15 minutes that we're on social media, or, for that happy hour time frame that we're out drinking with our friends. And just merely what we're doing is we're masking the pain, we're masking the problem, and we're putting a Band-Aid on it. And when you're done with happy hour, when you're done taking the tags off your new top that you thought would make you happy and make you feel better, you're still left with that empty feeling, right? And last but not least, you may feel like you really literally are just existing, that you are coasting through life. You're on total autopilot mode. And sometimes we have to do that. Life's really hard. And sometimes if you just get through a day, you're like, I did it. That's a huge accomplishment, right? I totally get it. But I want you to really know you deserve happiness. You deserve to be excited about your life. I want you getting up every single day excited about what the day is going to bring you. And if you're not doing it, the thing that you need to realize is that you hold the key to the change. You and only you can do that. So if you're unhappy, roll up your sleeves, let's get to work and change your life. So I decided that I wanted to take an acronym, FIRE, and give you some ideas and some suggestions on what you can do to pump some oxygen, to fan that flame, to reignite that spark back into your life. So the F for FIRE, what do you think that I'm going to say? What's the F going to stand for? I don't know. I'm your fitness chick. Fitness. Yes, fitness. So fitness should be the foundation of your FIRE, because when you're healthy, when you're strong, when you're confident, it empowers you. It's empowering when you take the discipline to show up at the gym, and when you show up for yourself consistently at the gym for your fitness, it builds confidence. So fitness will change the physiological effects in your body. So if you're struggling with depression, when you're sad and not have energy and all that, the best way to start to change that is to get to the gym or work out at home, get some weights. You can do either one. Just get moving. The I for FIRE is inward, not outward. You guys, you are not going to find true happiness from your core, from your soul, in outward experiences. Yeah, there's some things that contribute to outward. And when I'm talking about outward experiences, I'm talking about superficial, materialistic things. I love them too sometimes, by golly, but I've been at a point in my life where I have made tons of money. I had really fancy cars before. I've been able to go to the mall and shop and not even look at price tags, all that good stuff. But those, to be honest with you, were some of the most miserable times in my life when I really stop and think about it. So you have to go inward to really get that true zest, that true spark back. And you have to ask yourself, what are you curious about? What is calling you? When you're on windshield time, when you're driving in your car, what are you daydreaming about? What is your inner voice? What is your self-dialogue? What are those nudges that you just keep getting? What are you longing for? That's the I. So inward, you're going to go inward, not outward. Take some inventory. The R from FIRE is reflection. I want you to stop right now at this very second and ask yourself, am I really happy? I mean, really happy, truly happy. You're hitting it all straight across the board. And if you're not, we need to do some work, right? So make a list of what makes you happy. It can be the most simple things, because honestly, the most simple things in life are free and they make you the happiest, in my opinion. So for me, it's going to the gym, working out. It's my dogs. It's being outside in nature on a beautiful, perfect weather day. Those things bring me such joy and I have such gratitude for them. I can't even describe it. So make a list of what makes you happy. But also I want you to do this too. I want you to make a list of what makes you unhappy. And look at that list almost more so than the happy list, because the unhappy list is most likely a lot of things you can change. So if you're doing things that make you unhappy, a lot of it could be some of those behaviors I spoke about, doing too much of some things. And then ask yourself, why do I keep doing that? If I'm unhappy, why am I going to keep doing this? But the most important thing I want you to write down and think about is, what do you feel like you're missing in your life? Is it creativity because your job doesn't provide you as an outlet to do the creativity? So maybe you should take an art class. Learning. I mean, I wish I could be a full-time student for a living. I love learning. I read. I take a workshop every week online. They're free, you guys. Some of them, of course, cost money, but workshops, is it not having a variety in your life? So take inventory of that and just ask yourself, what am I missing? Make your list. The E from fire is expand your experiences. So routines are good, but if you feel like you're lacking that fire, that oxygen in your life, it may be because you need some new stuff to happen. So expand your experiences. If you work out, maybe go to a different gym. If you're working out at home, maybe go join a gym. If you want that creativity, take an art class, sign up for that art class, go buy those supplies. Take music classes. I have a couple of my clients that one's taking guitar lessons. The other one just started taking singing lessons. I think that's incredible. They're in their 40s. They're actually 50 plus, both of those people. Go new places. Expand your experiences, because sometimes you'll meet a person that will spark something in you. You'll be exposed to something that you're like, wow, I didn't even know about that. I really love that, and get you excited about trying something new. So am I a psychologist, a psychiatrist, a therapist? No. Have I been to all those people? Yes. Does it make me an expert? I'm not going to say that, but I'm going to tell you that with a lot of education and learning and work myself, going through some hard stuff and coming out better, I feel pretty equipped to share this with you. And that's why I wanted to do it. So get that match out, you guys. Let's get busy. Strike that match. Fan that flame. Get that kindling going, because you deserve it. You deserve to be excited every single day that you get up out of bed. I swear to you, every day when I wake up, I first of all say, thank you, God, for waking me up. That was really nice of you. And then I say, another day to be freaking awesome. And I get up and I go to the gym, and I love my life. I'm the happiest I have probably been, and I'm single. I'm alone. And although eventually I want to meet somebody, I can tell you, by being by myself these last 18 months has been the best gift, and I'm going to get teary-eyed, I've ever given myself, because I did a lot of work on myself. I fanned my flame. I got that match out and said, let's light that fire, baby. And man, I can tell you, it's worth every single second. Do it. So start with kindling, get to the gym, get into fitness, and that way you are going to feel good, you're going to feel empowered, and it's going to set the tone for everything else in your life. So thank you so much for tuning in. I can't wait to continue this journey with you guys and be a part of your progress, to be your biggest cheerleader, to help inspire, uplift, educate, and motivate you to become your best self. I'll see you on the next episode. Hey, it's Abby, your fitness chick. Thanks for checking out today's episode. With your continued support, I can keep creating inspiring episodes just like this one. So be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. To stay motivated all week long, be sure to follow me on all my social media platforms. The links for those can be found in the show notes. Check out my website by visiting www.yourfitnesschick.com. And I'd like to thank my production company, Krause Media, but most of all you, my listeners, for helping to inspire me each and every day. I'll see you on the next episode.